is a graph? A graph is an accurate representation of data. It is also used as an analytical tool to determine the value of some quantity that signifies a relationship between variables. How to draw a graph? First, you need to identify the variables. You need to place your independent variable on the x-axis of your graph and the dependent variable on the y-axis. Then, you need to determine the variable range. You need to subtract the lowest data value from the highest data value. Then, determine the scale of the graph. Then, you need to determine a scale that best fits the range of each variable. Use a scale that allows your data to be graphed as large as possible in the space provided. The range of each axis may be different. The scale of each axis may be different, but each one must be consistent. Then, you need to number and label each axis. Clearly label the x and y axes, including the units of measurement. Then, you need to plot the data points. Then, you need to plot each data value on the graph with a cross. Then, draw the graph. Then, you need to provide a descriptive title. Guidelines. These are the guidelines that you need to follow in order to make a good graph. There should be a title appropriate to the graph. Scales are appropriately chosen so that data can be seen clearly. Reasonable amount of tick marks are displayed and all labels are easy to read. Let's now talk about the kinds of graph. Our first kind of graph. As x increases, y remains the same. No relationship between the variables. Our second kind of graph. As x increases, y increases proportionally. Y is directly proportional to x. Our third kind of graph. As x increases, y decreases. Y is inversely proportional to x. Fourth kind of graph. The square of y is proportional to x. The last kind of graph. Y is proportional to the square. Relevance of graphical representations of data. Creating graphs are important in developing our skills in analyzing and interpreting data. Graphical representations of data help us create a wider view on the observations relevant to the experiment or work. In engineering, skill in graphing is very important because minimal errors may result to a failed construction of infrastructures. This is because graphical representation serves as the basis of data being used for the actual construction. In science, graphical representations serves as a tool of studying and understanding the relationship between variables that are very relevant in analyzing the results. When conducting an experiment, graphs are used to present the data and see possible errors.